my name is Amanda. This is Elliot. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. Also, please remember to give me a big thumbs up if you like the content of this video, as that really helps me out here on YouTube. Enjoy the video. Okay, so here is an idea for you. Dollar Tree sells around Christmas time and a few other times through the year these MDF signs that are already framed. So these were from Christmas, and I find a lot of wall art at Dollar Tree that I really like this beautiful image here, but they don't always match their frames. So I found that if you trim down any of these images just slightly and attach them to this MDF sign with the frame using either Mod Podge or a glue stick, it just gives it a really pretty kind of different look I absolutely love. So that is an idea. Now let's jump right into DIY number 1. So I am going to be showing you how I made this gorgeous window frame with a ledge that you can put decorations on, and I'm going to show you how to decorate it a couple of different ways. But first, let's get right into how I made the frame. I have these 2 wooden wall shelves from Dollar Tree, and I have 4 of these wood frames with tin boards. I am going to be taking the tin board out, but you could use it for another project. I began by removing the rope from my 2 wall shelves, flipping them over, and I'm going to be applying a generous amount of hot glue to one and placing the other one on top with a pretty side up. And now you could use any type of adhesive that you like, but hot glue worked okay. Then I took some Dollar Tree spackle and filled in these holes that are going to be visible on the top. I also filled in the side where these 2 connect, just to clean it up and make it look a little bit more high-end. Now I'm going to take these picture frames apart by removing the contents on the inside. I will then discard the tin piece and save the backing. Now I'm going to go ahead and start gluing 2 of my frames together. I have them flipped over, and I'm just using some Dollar Tree large craft sticks to glue them together, and then I'll add the other 2 and continue to secure them with hot glue and craft sticks. This is what it will look like when you're done. Now to the bottom, I'm going to apply a generous amount of hot glue, and I'm going to flip my little edge over and just push it right onto that hot glue. Then I'll flip the whole thing over and secure where the ledge and the frame meet with some more popsicle or craft sticks. Again, use any type of adhesive that you like. Now I'm going to be using Waverly Antique Wax to stain my ledge and also go over my window frame so it's all cohesive. I go over the back as well to cover those popsicle sticks. And now I'm just showing you some different ideas that you could cover the inserts of your window frame with. I show you what it looks like with this a little bit later on, but for now we're going to go with this beautiful wallpaper from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut 4 pieces to size, and I'm just going to peel the backing off and place them on those frame inserts, smoothing them down carefully, and then I'm just going to pop the inserts back into the frames. This is really easy to do, and I absolutely love how customizable it is. This is what it looks like. Now we're going to create a wreath for this. I have the bottom of a Dollar Tree, a trash can that I was not using, and a beautiful garland from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take the bottom of the trash can and I'm going to remove the extra wire on the side and also in the middle. You can kind of see there where the wire is thicker and then gets down to 1 layer. I'm just going to remove that 1 layer with my wire cutters, and I'm going to use this as my wreath form. You could use anything that is the right size, but this was just perfect and I had it on hand and did not want to trash it. So now I'm just pulling all the greenery off this Dollar Tree garland, but you could use any greenery that you like. This is so customizable. You can go ahead and tuck those little stems down into the holes of your makeshift wreath form and use tiny dabs of hot glue. I'm just going to go around this circle, just layering until I get the fullness that I like. And 1 garland worked really well for me to give me a cute, full, and fluffy wreath. Now you can see some of that wire through it, but I honestly thought it was kind of cute. I kind of liked the look that it gave, and it did not bother me. If it bothers you, you could fill this out a little bit more. Here's what it looks like, and I'm going to attach it to my little window window with a piece of twine. I'm just going to knot the twine and glue it to the back. Now, I did use my Cricut to print out an H, an M, and an E, but you would use Dollar Tree stickers or freehand. This is just one idea of what it could look like, but you could really have it say any a 4-letter word that you like, or you could even make this to have 6 panes or 8. You could go big, you could do whatever you like. So here is another idea. If you take some of this beautiful Dollar Tree vinyl and you can put that on your little frame insert and then add any wreath you like. I'm using a boxwood wreath that I made in a previous video that I will link below, but I think it will look gorgeous with a Christmas wreath on it or a fall wreath. The sky is the limit. This is so customizable. Okay guys, let's talk about today's challenge. Wall hangings and signs. It is hosted by my friend Emily from Farm Charm Chic, my friend Missy from the Crafty Cove, and myself. And our guest host or spotlight crafter this month is Simply Becky DIY. I love all of these ladies. They are so talented. Y'all know I love Emily and Missy. We do this collaboration every month and I so enjoy working with them. But Becky is so talented as well. Her DIYs are amazing. I'm going to leave her as well as my other 2 friends linked below in my description box so you can check out their channels, get tons of inspiration, subscribe to them if you like what you see, and I'm confident that you will. I will also have our playlist linked below for even more inspiration. Okay, now with all of that being said, let's jump right into DIY number 2. This beautiful wall hanging. I absolutely love the simplicity of it. I'm just going to take a wood round. I get these at Hobby Lobby in a large pack, half price, and it really equals out to about a Dollar Tree price, but Dollar Tree sells these as well. Here's some options of Dollar Tree wallpaper you could use, as well as some Dollar Tree faux leather colors that you could use. Now I'm just going to choose what type of wallpaper I want, but you could also use vinyl, and I'm just going to cut the bottom half of the circle, trace it and cut it out, and then just place it right on top of this wood piece. So easy peasy. And then I can just flip it over and trim off any excess. If I want a little bit off on some parts, I can just clean that right up. I do the same thing with this Dollar Tree blue leather. I just trim the leather to fit the rest of my circle here, cut it out, and then I apply a little bit of hot glue on one side, place it down, and then do my other side. The hot glue on the edge actually worked fine, but you could use any type of adhesive you felt comfortable with. I haven't tried this with Mod Podge, but you could use a super glue. Like I said, I just used hot glue on the edge and it was fine. Then I took a piece of this white faux leather from Dollar Tree. I decided how large I wanted my piece. I folded it over like so I can see what it looks like when it's folded down, and then I just tucked in the edges for a clean look. So I do this on both sides. I'm going to tuck these edges in, and then I'm also going to tuck the edges in on what's going to be the fold over here. So I'm just kind of figuring it out, tucking them in just a little bit deeper so I can make a nice clean fold. And I do recommend using finger protectors. A Dollar Tree does sell those, as well as silicone spatulas. So I fold this over, use a little bit more hot glue to attach it there. I'm making like a little pocket or an envelope. Now I'm just going to put some hot glue on the shorter side of my little pocket or envelope and just attach it right there to that blue leather. I'm going to press it down, and then I'm just going to take that top part of my fold that's still kind of standing up, and I'm just going to fold it under like so and use a little bit of hot glue to hold that fold down. Now I'm just taking a little strip of the blue leather because I thought the contrast would look nice, and I'm gluing the blue leather right there on top of that white leather. That is what it looks like. I put some beautiful eucalyptus floral inside. You can purchase this anywhere, Hobby Lobby, any craft store, or Dollar Tree has gorgeous florals as well. So there is another a very customizable idea for you as well. DIY number 3 is customizable just the same. These are all very easy to change up for your style and your look. I'm taking 2 of these wooden Dollar Tree planks, and I chose some Dollar Tree wallpaper, but again, there's so many different choices. I used craft sticks to attach my planks together and flip my planks over. Now I'm just going to place my wallpaper on there and trim off the excess. Then I'm taking 2 Dollar Tree crates that I had already glued together from a previous project, but Dollar Tree has these ones with slats and they also have ones that do not have slats. I had painted them with plaster chalk paint. I just glued them down to the bottom of my little sign here. Now I'm going to take some Dollar Tree poster board stickers and spell out the word welcome, but you can spell out anything you like. You can use ribbon transfers, these poster board stickers, or Cricut if you like. I distressed my box lightly with this silver lining paint from Waverly and put some florals in my box. But again, you can make this for fall, for Christmas, any color scheme that you like. I just think it's really pretty on a porch. You could even put your house number on there. Okay, now it's time for DIY number 4. Another super easy idea with these framed MDF signs. These ones were the same ones from Christmas. I'm just removing the little hanger at the top, and now I'm just going to use this little scraper from Dollar Tree to remove my framing part just very carefully. Once you get under there and start to slide, it pops right off. Then I'm just going to go ahead and take as much of the paper as I can off, flip it over, and paint my backs, which are going to be my front, with Waverly Plaster chalk paint. Now I'm going to sand off my frames to clean them up a little bit and paint all sides with my chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree, but any black paint would do. I'm going to use hot glue to replace my frames, but you could use super glue or any type of adhesive that you like. Hot glue worked just fine for me. And once my frames are all placed, then you can go ahead and decorate this any way you like. You can use rub-on transfers. You can use a Cricut design. You can use wall stickers from Dollar Tree. I'm just using some Dollar Tree stencils. I placed my stencil down with some painter's tape, and I'm just using that black chalk paint to kind of tap gently my sponge on there. I do switch to a stencil brush, and that works out really well. I do recommend putting down some Mod Podge and allowing it to dry before you stencil. That just kind of prevents bleeding, but for this particular project, I actually didn't mind a little bit of bleeding because I really want this to look old and rustic, and I'm just going to sand over it anyway, so I was okay with that. I did touch up any obvious bleeding with just a small paintbrush and some of that plaster paint. So here's what that looks like. Now I have all 3 of these, and these are all stencils you can find at Dollar Tree. Now I'm taking my 150 grit sandpaper from Dollar Tree, and as promised, I'm sanding right over these images, and I'm also sanding over the frames. Sanding over the images streaks a little bit of that black paint and just kind of gives a vintage look. Now I am taking one of these beaded garlands that was purchased at Dollar Tree around the fall time, and I'm just cutting down 3 pieces, tying knots at either end, and gluing my knots right there where those holes are on the top of my frame. And here is what this looks like. Again, so customizable to however you want these pictures to look, but I love the idea of grouping them together, and you could, have some with contrasting colors. You could make as large of a group as you wanted to, or you could just make one or 2 of these. The sky is the limit, but I love how this looks in this little corner of my kitchen. So cute, I think. Okay, let's bake a cake. This was a super fun cake that me and a couple of my kiddos made for 4th of July. I love to make this for barbecues and holidays and even birthdays if it's requested, so I figured we would share it. A super easy and fun project to do with kiddos or your family. So we took some chocolate jello pudding. I am using 2 because I have such a large family. I'm making 2 cakes, but I also have 2 chocolate cakes here, and I have some chocolate animal graham crackers here. We bake both of the cakes according to the directions on the box, and they do not have to be beautiful because you will just be chunking them up anyway. We take the animal crackers and we crush them. My kids have fun smacking them with glass cups, but you can do it however you like or with a food processor. We cook up our jello, and by cook up I mean don't cook it, just add milk and put it in the fridge. We open our gummy worms and we pull out our Cool Whip. If I got a little jumbled there with the pudding, there are directions on the box and it's super easy. You just add milk, mix it, and you place it in the fridge. So, okay guys, now the fun part, so fun. We put some chocolate pudding in a glass bowl. We have cut our cake just into as many chunks as you want, depending on how big you want your chunks. Again, does not have to be perfect. We place some chunks on top of the chocolate pudding, and then we just continue to layer this up. Again, we made two as we had two events on 4th of July and they were a big hit. So here is my chocolate cake on there. Now I'm going to add some more chocolate pudding. Actually, my son did this for me. And then we're going to put in some of our little gummy worms, and we're going to continue to layer this until we get to the top. And once we get to the top, you'll see what we do. But this is so fun. And you can do this with a white cake or a yellow cake and some strawberries and then some vanilla wafers on top. There's a lot of different ways to customize this as well. So here we are just having so much fun with this, adding the worms around the side. We like to place them on the side of the glass bowl so they show through once your dessert is done, and then just layering this up into the top with my little chunks. You could also use a brownie if you wanted to, and Oreo or an Oreo flavored jello pudding. So now we have this thing mounted up to the top, and we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit more jello pudding. We are saving some for our other bowl, but add a couple more worms, and then we're going to take one of our Cool Whips and we're going to distribute the Cool Whip in big plops on the top. It has come out of the freezer, so it is a little bit hard to spread, but we don't worry too much about that. We just plop it on the top, and then we use our spoon to kind of smooth out each one of the little lumps there until it is covering the top. So here my son is adding some spoonfuls of the Cool Whip, and we did use the whole container to cover the top. This is a very large bowl, so it works out just fine. So here we are. My hands are clean. That was me using my finger to push it off, but everyone washed their hands, of course. And now we're just taking these little cracker crumbs and we're going to be sprinkling them on top. We had some fun with this and may or may not have tossed a few handfuls at each other. So now that it looks like dirt, we're adding some more worms to our dirt. We have some laying down and we have some looking like they are popping out of the dirt. But at Dollar Tree, where all of these products are from, the cake, the jello pudding, the animal crackers, and actually the whipped topping as well as the gummy worms are all from Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree has gummy bears you could use as well if you wanted to. They have little gummy twin snakes, lots of options. So here's what this looks like from the side. I couldn't get a very good a picture of it because of the glare on the bowl, but you can kind of see. But in person, this looks so cool with the dirt and the worms peeking through, and kids absolutely love it. So there is an idea for you. Again, you can tweak it to make it whatever way you like it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget that thumbs up, and take care, friends. So I thought this little blooper was absolutely adorable and wanted to share it with you guys to give you a little smile.
My name is Eric. Make sure you hit the bell button. Hit the bell button, which gonna be right here.
Right there.
And then and hit the subscribe button, gonna be right here.
Okay, hit the bell button. Apparently it's here, and the subscribe button apparently lives in my chin. And what else should they do? What else are they supposed to do?
Like and subscribe to my mom.
Okay, friends, here is a last look at what we made today. We made this beautiful window pane with a edge on it for decorations, our welcome sign with a floral box, another look at the window frame, and our little trio of farmhouse signs that are so customizable, a look at our little wood round, and thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.